guitar riff to it that folks seem to dig. It's called The Day I Learned to Sing the Blues, and I had the riff for a while, and finally found some lyrics that seemed to work for it.
And this is not like some slow, like maudlin, sentimental type of tribute. This
No, it's not as good as Alan Jackson, but
no, this is like a rousing kind of thing, right?
it's from the heart, and
Yeah.
it's something. I think it's something from the hills. I'm from East Tennessee and the hills of Tennessee, and we kind of have a tradition of an up-tempo song with serious lyrics. That seems to be something that's in my blood. So
Let's do it.
all right, this is called "The Day I Learned to Sing the Blues." Well, I never picked no cotton, Lord, I never was no slave. Never ran for freedom, never saw my brothers hang. Never felt no whip crack, nor forced to ride a bus and back. I never had the governor at school say we refuse. Or woke up from the dream of a king to sing the blues. Well, I never had no silver spoon, no tutor and no trust. Never had my daddy's lawyer save me from a bust. Well, I wasn't prepped for president at some Ivy League school, where the privileged and lively they make all the rules. I never knew how anyone who's rich could sing the blues. Oh, but heartbreak is a price we all pay to live this life. Death looking at the cellar door. And time is ticking fast for both the first and for the last, whose fate just shouldn't be a fantasy tyrants use. Like on that day in paradise, I learned to sing the blues. I never questioned culture and I never harbored hate. Never felt the evil from another sinner's fate. I never thought the world would ever find another fool who justified the death of anyone that he might choose. Until that day in paradise I learned to sing the blues. Oh, but heartbreak is a price we all pay to live this life. Death looking at the cellar door. And time is ticking fast for both the first and for the last, whose fate just shouldn't be a fantasy tyrants use. Like on that day in paradise I learned to sing the blues. Like on that day in paradise I learned to sing the blues. Sing the blues. Sing the blues.
Bravo.
Thank you, sir.
So this is coming from a whole different space. This is
Yeah, absolutely.
political, country.
Yeah, I couldn't not write it. You know, that was. I mean, I felt like I don't, especially in the Moonshine Mountain Boys, we're a pretty fun band, and it's a bit of a departure for us. But it's something that I like the lyrics and I like the riff, and I just wanted to write that song, and people seem to like it.
This come like right after 9/11.
The riff been laying around for a while, and the lyrics even took a while too. It took me about a year, I think, to finally get them to all trickle into place to where it made some kind of sense.
Where did it start?
Probably the Never Pick No Cotton, and I was thinking I'm going to focus on this part of the South that I'm real familiar with. And then I got through that verse, and I was like, okay, well, where am I going with this song, actually? Because I like the idea of the day I learned to sing the blues, and then it was later on that it kind of fell together. That's like, well, okay, I can use, pardon the word, the tragedy as a way for this song to find its voice. So you go from the pain in the South to the pain of the rich, or the pleasure of the rich, and then the last verse we kind of wrap up with the with actual focus on the tragedy itself.
Well, I mean, no artists need to be ashamed of using some, you know, dramatic event to inspire something. I mean, that's what we're supposed to do anyways. Find things and find a new way of packaging it, just expressing ourselves through it. So it seems like you've done that right there. Where do the chords come from?
Well, this little riff we've got going on turns out to be an A minor.
Yeah.
So that's a good sorry sounding.
Yeah, saddest and minor. Yeah.
Space.
Serious.
And then just kind of finding the melody in the lyric itself.
I mean, are you driving around thinking of things to sing, or does it like happen when you're guitar in hand?
Driving around a lot, and that's something that I'll throw out to songwriters that are looking for things, is to not let your riff or your chord structure dictate where the song wants to go. If you can hear the melody of the song speaking to you and let the chords follow that, I've found that you typically write a better song and a more original song. And you'll end up doing chord changes that might not make sense if you're just playing them on the guitar, which they would make sense if you're just, okay, I'm doing this riff and I'm going to go to this part here. So you find new things in doing that too. So if you can quiet your hands for a moment and listen to that melody.
Well, guitar players are always guilty of that overactive, the wire choir, you know.
Yeah.
So you're just like making sure you have the melody inside here.
Right.
And then find what matches it here.
Right.
Rather than letting your...
Not to say that I haven't written a slew of songs with the chord structure in place and then found the words to go with that.
And so when you go to here, the D and A minor, that's your chorus.
Right.
This one doesn't really have a bridge either.
This song doesn't have a bridge either, no.
You don't need no stinking bridges.
There's some bridges out there.
Well, I mean, live, you probably put in like a lead break. I mean, we played a little lead thing there.
That was pretty much the way we play it live, yeah.
Okay.
We have the drummer come in with the opening for me, but other than that, that's about it.
It's got that real rousing kind of, I mean, you got it, because you're doing a little bit of a country flair. I know, I like the phrase redneck rock myself. I don't know if it's what you would call it, but
yeah.
But I'm loving that, and kind of has that like, you know, don't tread on me kind of quality I'm feeling there. I mean, with your band, I mean, since you're focusing on a certain kind of style, I mean, you're probably trying to put things in that pocket anyway. I mean, this isn't a song that, I mean, when you're writing, was it just something for your heart, or was it something that like, also, you know, I've got to put something in the band too?
You know, it was a song I had and a riff that I liked, and we were working on the record actually, and I said, well, let's, you know, here's one that's sitting on the shelf if you guys want to give it a round and see how it flies. And that's a lot of the barometer of what I use is stuff that's going to go forward or not, as if the band even likes it.
And then, okay, then you're just like, okay, let's work on this.
Right, so they embraced it, and you know, it turned out to be one of the best songs on the record.
Did you have a CD here that we can hold up? Did you bring one today?
No, they're at the shop getting printed as we speak, actually.
I love it. Okay, well, once again, write my email address, which comes up at the end of the show, pluton@earthlink.net, and I'll hook you up with all Scotty's info. You guys have the website, right?
We do.
Yeah, I got everything, so talk about that. Dude, I'm enjoying your song so much. I mean, I swear, usually it's like song and talk and talk and talk and talk. I really enjoy that. Let's do another one.
Do one more? All right, let's do the one we talked about at the beginning. Martin and I do go way back, and I had this song in a previous incarnation of our country rock project called 1880, and actually even before that, we were playing this in Tennessee, actually.